Roald Amundsen was a Norwegian explorer renowned for his groundbreaking expeditions to both the Arctic and Antarctic, becoming one of the most influential figures in the history of polar exploration. His mastery of navigation, preparation, and survival skills allowed him to achieve what many thought impossible. Amundsen was the first to reach both the South Pole and the North Pole, and his legacy is built on innovation, resilience, and meticulous planning. Amundsen was born on July 16, 1872, in Borge, Norway, into a family of shipowners. Although initially pressured to study medicine, he was drawn to adventure and the sea. Inspired by polar explorers like Sir John Franklin and Fridtjof Nansen, he decided to devote his life to exploration. After gaining maritime experience, Amundsen set his sights on polar expeditions. Amundsen's first major success came with his navigation of the Northwest Passage, a perilous Arctic sea route connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through the Canadian Arctic archipelago. From 1903 to 1906, aboard the small vessel GJOA, Amundsen and his six-man crew wintered at GJOA Haven, Nunavut, learning invaluable survival techniques from the Inuit people, such as how to use dog sleds and wear fur clothing. These skills would later prove essential during his polar missions. After 3 challenging years, Amundsen successfully completed the passage, becoming the first to chart the entire route. Amundsen initially intended to be the first to reach the North Pole, but upon learning that Robert Peary claimed to have done so in 1909, Amundsen secretly redirected his efforts toward the South Pole. Competing against the British explorer Robert Falcon Scott, Amundsen led the FREM expedition to Antarctica. His careful preparation, relying on Inuit knowledge, well-trained sled dogs, and lightweight equipment, gave him an edge. On December 14, 1911, Amundsen and his team of 4 men became the first humans to reach the South Pole, beating Scott's party by over a month. Amundsen's success was largely due to his focus on efficiency and planning, while Scott's expedition ended tragically with the deaths of all team members during their return journey. After his success in Antarctica, Amundsen turned his attention back to the Arctic. His goal was to reach the North Pole, but this time he experimented with aviation and airships, reflecting the technological advances of the early 20th century. Amundsen's next attempt to explore the Arctic involved the ship Maud. He aimed to drift across the Arctic Ocean following the path of Nansen's earlier FREM expedition, hoping to reach the North Pole through the ice drift. Although the voyage provided valuable scientific data, the attempt to reach the pole failed due to difficult ice conditions. Amundsen's later expeditions involved the use of aircraft, a novel concept for polar exploration at the time. In 1925, Amundsen, along with Lincoln Ellsworth and a team, attempted to fly to the North Pole using 2 Dornier flying boats. After a forced landing on the ice, they managed to repair 1 aircraft and return safely, but they did not reach the pole. In 1926, Amundsen achieved another significant milestone. Alongside Italian engineer Umberto Nobile, he co-led the flight of the airship Norge from Svalbard, Norway, to Alaska via the North Pole, becoming one of the first people to indisputably reach the North Pole. This journey marked the first verified crossing of the polar region by air. Amundsen's career ended tragically during a rescue mission for Umberto Nobile, whose airship Italia crashed during a subsequent Arctic expedition. On June 18, 1928, Amundsen's plane disappeared over the Barents Sea, and neither he nor his aircraft was ever found. Roald Amundsen's legacy endures as one of the greatest explorers in history. His achievements were not just about reaching remote destinations but also about adopting innovative techniques for survival in extreme environments. His expeditions revolutionized polar exploration and set new standards for preparation, teamwork, and scientific inquiry.